Hello viewers, it's time for makgeolli Talk. Today I want to talk about the most popular makgeolli video on YouTube. You know the one? It's Maangchi. Her video is the most popular makgeolli video on all of YouTube, so I have to talk about it. It's a great video. It explains what makgeolli is and the recipe, and it inspired me to make makgeolli myself. It gave me the confidence that I could actually make makgeolli myself in my own kitchen. So it's a great video. What I'm going to focus on today are some of the differences between the way she does things in that video and the way I like doing things now. So I watched that video many times before I made my first brew of makgeolli, and I've watched it recently just to refresh my memory, and it's a very entertaining video, and there's a lot of great information in it. And what I'm going to focus on today are just some of the differences between her recipe and the way I do things. So let's get into it. All right, the first difference is the cooking method. I like go-to-bop, and Maangchi's video, she makes the rice on the stovetop and then dries it in a dehydrator. So the end result is something similar to go-to-bop, sort of dryly cooked rice, except I think her version with the dehydrator is actually even drier. And she seems to add more water proportionally, maybe to make up for that. Now I really prefer the go-to-bop method. I find it's easier to clean up. I would not want to clean that dehydrator with all those grains of rice on it. For my own convenience, I really prefer steaming the rice, making go-to-bop, rather than cooking the rice and then dehydrating it. So that's what I would recommend. All those hundreds of thousands of viewers who have seen her video and been inspired to make makgeolli, I recommend making go-to-bop instead. Now, the second difference between Maangchi's video and the way I like to do things now is the yeast. Maangchi uses bread yeast, and I like using white wine yeast. Now, bread yeast is easier to get, it's easier to find, and it works fine. The taste is good. It doesn't have a bad taste. All I would say is that the wine yeast is more optimized for producing alcohol, and I do think the taste is a little more sophisticated with the wine yeast. If you can't get the wine yeast, go ahead, use the bread yeast. It'll work, but my recommendation is to use the wine yeast instead. And the third difference is the stirring. So in Maangchi's video, she ends up stirring the brew every day. That's not strictly necessary. I think just for the purposes of efficiency or being lazy, if you know that the brew will work fine if you stir it in the first few days and then leave it alone. You don't have to stir it after the first 2 or 3 days. Once you know that, that saves you a lot of time, and you can brew more efficiently. So that is another piece of advice I would give to viewers of this video. Again, I know it's a very popular video and it inspired me, but it's just a few things I like doing differently. So those are my comments about Maangchi's makgeolli video and 3 things that I would recommend doing differently than that video. I really want to thank Maangchi for making her video and introducing makgeolli to so many people. And again, it really inspired me, gave me the confidence to brew makgeolli myself. So I can't thank her enough for that. So stay tuned for next week's makgeolli video. If you like this video, please click that like button and subscribe. Thanks for watching.